ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. We're back. That's right. It's time for another episode of the A-01 podcast. Yeah, I apologize because that's the best thing to do. Right? Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
with everything that's been happening. I mean, with everything that's been happening in the beginning of the year, I think we have to apologize as well as the Earth has to apologize. I think everything has been kind of a bit of a bad start in 2024, don't you think?
Well, the beginning of the year is always slow, so we're always like floundering for things to talk about. But luckily, the winter anime season hasn't, been in full swing for about a couple weeks now, and Crunchyroll did us a favor. They gave us the nominations to the Anime Award, so we'll get to look through the list and see which shows paid the most money to walk out of Tokyo with another something.
I think you said it. I think you said it like off camera perfectly. There is a suitcase full of yen and there's an award. There's a dance. Like, who's gonna get there first?
Hey, at least it won't be My Hero Academia again. Is it?
Gosh.
Give it time.
True.
Well, actually, not. Well, to be honest, I mean, even though I posted the news story on Outerhaven, I did not actually look at the nominations. So I was going to kind of do this blindly, but I did kind of glean at a couple of them as I was posting it, and I didn't actually see My Hero on there. And they actually had a season last year. They had season 6. So, what the hell? They didn't nominate My Hero Academia for anything? What is this? But Demon Slayer's all over the board, so that's automatically just going to win every category.
Yeah,
fair enough.
There you go. There's spoilers. Demon Slayer wins.
Yeah, Demon Slayer for best shoujo romance. Say what? It's a shoujo romance now. You gotta accept that.
What the hell? Demon Slayer for slice of life comedy? What the hell is this? Yeah, but we'll get to that. But first, as always, it's time for your VTuber Corner. So that means I'm going to sit back and drink some water and maybe make a snarky comment here and then.
Oh man.
Okay.
So, okay. I mean, drink your snark. All right. So VTuber Corner, we got a lot of bad news going on. So let's start with the first bad news. Pomu Rainpuff of Niji-en is no longer with us. She has graduated, and she kept her promise of streaming every day until the 18th. So she streamed every day for 3 weeks straight till her graduation. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. The first wave of Niji and now this one, Palm is now gone. I personally recognize her as aside from the group is just basically she's the one that the fact that someone even paid a cameo for the voice actor of Otacon and David Hayter and did oh, you don't know Palmer Rainpuff? She's a VTuber, and it actually made David Hayter say, "What the fuck's a VTuber?"
Yeah. Oh, good times. It was good.
Yeah.
I respect her doing an actual graduation, and the day before she did the 12-hour call-in. I respect that. And let that not be the graduation, so that was really nice. I'm gonna miss Pomu a lot because Pomu was one of the key people that helped Niji-en a thing. I mean, she was an office lady that became a top tier. Her motto on her music video is really good. You should check it out. And it really does encapsulate what she's done. She's the first one that broke the Niji Hollow barrier, making collabs. That's really nice. So that's for the girls, obviously, because it's a really big deal. And I wish her success in the future. I don't know if Matara-kan is hinting that they're meeting behind the scenes. So I don't know if that's true, but I hope not.
It just wouldn't be. I mean, okay, we get it. It's the running joke of the VTuber community is basically, VShojo was going to pick them up whatsoever. I mean, okay, fine. That joke is kind of run its course at the moment right now. And while I would like to see Matara and reincarnated Pomu meet up again sometime soon, again, just wait for the news. It'll eventually come. If VShojo announces. So let's not go too full speculation mode at the moment right now.
Yeah, it's also options. She could go independent or wait for Hollow Live Gen 4 and then pop up on us. These are all options she could do.
Right. She has done, again, her repertoire is massive. So yeah, she can do anything she wants right now.
I say she goes for Hollow Live. Why? Because then she can be in Hollow Cure and I can play as her. Think of the video game. Do it for the gamers.
The gamers.
The gamers, yeah. Oh God. But yeah, that's it. But then let's go to the other bad news in Hollow Live. Yozora Mel has been terminated. That
No,
was
no, 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 no. We're not going to say that. No, we said this before the show. If people who retire say they graduated, then people who are terminated are expelled. We have to get it right.
You're expelled. All right.
Oh, we're trying to start the trend now.
We're gonna start the trend now.
That's why I want a quarter every time someone refers to as a terminated VTuber as being expelled. We're coining it right here. This is ours. It's trademark patent pending.
Oh god. Oh man. But yeah, Yozora Mel has been expelled from Hollow Live. So essentially what led to her termination is that she violated company secrets and things like that, exposing, et cetera, et cetera. So basically, the long story, what happened was Yozora Mel has lost her pet, someone significant to her, and she reached out to a personal friend or friend she had and talked to this friend, and this friend like, thanks for telling me all your company secrets, and then yeeted at themselves out of nowhere and exposed the company, causing her to be fired. They're just like, because the whole thing about a VTuber is your anonymity is protected. That's a thing.
Yeah, jeez, well, a friend like that, jeez.
Yeah, and it's real bad. She lost a lot for that. So yeah.
Yeah, I personally I know Mel as like again back in the boom of Hollow Live. I mean, I recognize her with the collab with Choco Sensei, and like yeah, when basically there was when Hollow Live was still starting out. But yeah, Mel, yeah, she was pretty much as it is. Like she was a good gal, does her own things and like all that. And of course, naturally, she had her own fan base. I didn't know
And
too
yeah,
much of her, but I just recognize it, I guess is the 1-2-switch cow milking game. That's just all I remember from her about. I'm sorry.
She's the banned like for meme society. You can type in banned vampire. She was banned for like just having anime titties. That's pretty hilarious. She got banned from YouTube so many times because of her costume.
So
take that as you
banned
will.
from YouTube for titties. What's new?
Yeah, exactly. But this is the OG days. No one knew you could get banned for titties for YouTube. So,
but yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of it's in the end. It is so sad to see like one member of a Hollow. I mean, sure, it's nothing like obviously a certain senpai of Koko Kiryu, sure, but yeah. To think that these kind of stories, I mean, the only thing, obviously, the closest comparison is Lucia, and like when that thing happened, going to like exposing, like when a third party, be it a friend or somebody else, exposes like secrets from the company, like nope, we're blaming on you, talent, and like whoop, get out, you're forgotten, dust to the wind. And it's like, ugh.
The thing about it too is that like Hollow Live just went the nuclear option for Rusia. This will be the second termination the company had. Like Rusia was terminated because of the rumor of her having a boyfriend, as well as like talking to a scandalous drama YouTuber for Japan people. Trust me, drama over here is like, I dislike you, so let me run a campaign, destroy your entire life. Drama over in Japan is, I dislike you, and I want to destroy your life as well as getting views. It's the same thing, but Japanese. Just so go orewa, But so that's what happened to Rusia. For Mel, I feel bad for her because it's like because she's one of the Gen 1s, like Hachima, Fubuki, etc. I feel bad because it's like it's one of those things I thought that she would have friends in the company she could talk this out with, something like that, or like had mental health in Japan's a joke anyways. They don't care about that. They'll just like throw an apple at you and tell you to leave. So it just doesn't work, and that's kind of sad. So she's no longer with the company. She did an apology letter. We don't know if she's going to go independent or anything else, but she's been there for 5 years, a half a decade, end of an era, baby.
Yeah. And the fact that even when during her last stream, she basically wrote up an entire note of the entire Hollow Live company from EN to ID. Basically wrote her thoughts, what she could see for Moko, like the recent cast. Just basically writing out her entire thoughts of each member and just giving it out to them. Is she knew, and it's kind of sad that this ended this way.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people talked about it. Kobo talked about it. Was like, was supposed to have dinner, but didn't happen because she didn't know. But then she knew the day of. Callie was like sad about it because Callie Moore was sick. Because it's like Mel was like the first girl that was kind to her from the JP side that like actually spoke to her when she got to the company. So It's a lot, but it's like it's just hard to believe. Wow, not even like a warning, anything. No, they like no. It's like no chill, no warning. You're done. Pack it up. You're done. It's like that. Like I'll bring in Josh here. Josh, you remember that story how Paul Heyman was fired from WCW of Ric Flair?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're done. So I'll see you next week. No, you're done. Get out. Straight up, he didn't even know. Like that was it. Right in his face. He thought it was a bit. It was not a bit. You're done. So it's just like that. Like holy, it's just crazy over there. So I wish her best in her her future endeavors, quite literally, independent or wherever. But it just kind of sucks. 5 years and not even like a sense of like anything. There is a no tolerance policy at Hollow Life for exposing people's information. Like I respect that, but holy, like.
Well, you have to understand the reason why, though, because you said it yourself with the way drama is here in the United States versus Japan. Like here in the United States, you cause drama. What's the worst that happens? Like you fucking get canceled on Twitter, and you get a bunch of right wingers like yelling at you and calling you a whole bunch of different names and shit, and framing you into different categories that don't even exist. That's what happens here. In Japan, you cause something like. You don't even cause anything. Like you said, if someone finds out you have a boyfriend, they fucking flip their shit. They will show up at your house with a goddamn knife because they feel they were absolutely betrayed. Like their love for you was betrayed because you have a boyfriend. Like that is how nuts they are over there sometimes. Like, yeah, sometimes that happens here, but, they usually get arrested and stuff. But Japan, they don't even carry guns as police officers. They're very anti-gun. So when you go to someone's house with a knife, they're just gonna show up and be like, "Please stop! No, don't do that! Please stop! Gotta get the baton out. All right, take him down."
Yeah,
and it's too late.
Learn that matchup. Like, oh no, this guy's a gun. Bop.
But yeah, I mean, I'm being a little facetious here, but still, it's like that. Like that's why they protect, the identities of pretty much anybody, whether it's a VTuber, an idol, or anyone in the public eye, is because you do one thing that reveals something about your personal life to set off just one fan. That's all it takes. They're going to show up to your house. They'll fucking Google Earth your shit, and they'll show up with a knife and fucking kill you.
Yeah, basically.
Shinoko, no. And this actually happened before. Kiryu Coco mentioned that she, when she graduated, now she's safe. I don't know what happened to her, but she got a stun gun because she was a weirdo. A weirdo was at her door pretending to be a pizza guy. So that happened. But no, it's super for real. So yeah, they took that rip Mel. It just sucks because I was like, could you just give you a war? Like you're done, get out. Like oh man. But that's pretty much everything our VTuber corner, except for the announcement of my my birthday week happening, because that's I'm a VTuber now. I'm just kidding. But no, but
you are a VTuber
technically. Yeah. But no, but all serious. You check me out on Twitter. I'll post more information there. But that's everything in the VTuber corner that happened this week. Nothing pretty crazy particularly happened except for Makion Flynn got a new costume. Check out, I'm proud of him. You did it, man.
Well, actually, but that's you missed
really
the story.
Right.
Oh yeah, this one company hiring new agency people. They're not Hollow Live, so I should I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. That's mean.
Yeah, if you haven't checked, I'll just probably brief them. If you haven't known about the news already, by all means, check out False ID's recent video of a certain company is back, and be wary, VTuber community, just be wary.
Walker is vibing out here again. God.
And also, by the way, I'm surprised because when we mentioned Mineko as well, again, if you haven't checked it already, this kind of relate into the anime news as well segment. But Mineko finally officially made her voice acting debut, which is I believe is Isekai Onsen. Basically Isekai Onsen. It's only is one of those 3-minute short anime quickies, basically. So and basically she voices one of the elf characters in the animes. So if you want to go and support Mineko or AKA retired Nazuna, then yes, you can definitely do that. With the recent episode.
Still no boing boing, but I'm glad she made her debut.
Really, her character? I mean, some. I mean, it's not fully cutting board.
Look, I mean, it's boing boing or nothing. You know how it is, man.
I mean, there's a lot of things, but I won't go there. I won't go there.
Yeah, so, no, come on, we're a family friendly podcast, allegedly. In theory,
Family
hopefully.
friendly,
Fuck that.
please.
Well, we tried. We lasted what 5 minutes before that came in. All right, we did it.
Hey, I remember I dropped an F-bomb here in the beginning. Again, this is with Poma Rain Pop. Please, come on. We lost our monetization already.
Yeah, it's over. All right. Well, can't say I didn't try. Can't say I didn't try.
Speaking of that, yeah, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably notice a brand new intro theme because since we switched to YouTube, they don't like the instrumental theme I've been using for the past 7 years. So
For real?
we got copyright flagged a couple times. So now
Copyright.
enjoy this generic stuff I found on Envato.
I found it like 2 hours before we recorded. Yeah,
Actually, it's more like 30 minutes, but okay.
Wow, you're pulling Mikey Ruckus technique. You need a theme song? Give me 5 minutes eating a donut in the back.
Yo, I got you, fam.
Gotcha. Unironically, for anyone who knows wrestling, Mikey Ruckus is a legit musical genius. The fact he made themes in his car, top of his head before show start, this guy's a god. This guy's a god.
You can always tell which ones were the themes that were rush jobs because it's like the same 4 bars playing over and over again with some lyrics to it.
Yeah.
But hey, if they work. They work.
They work. That's the power of music, baby. Oh, man.
Oh, by the way, Josh, a quick one thing before we had a VTuber Corner. Wasn't there one news that you wanted to bring in from VTuber Corner regarding to like there's a new company audition or something of that sort?
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to when I said that Matt forgot one. Specialite from Reality Studios. They are currently holding auditions, so it's not just Japan, it's actually globally. So if you are looking to become a VTuber and want to take your chances on this company, yeah, you can do so. The application period is it started back on January 18th at 12 p.m. Japan Standard Time, which I'm not going to do the math. It's like 13 hours earlier for the U.S.
Yeah.
And it runs through February 11th at 11:59 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So that's like February 10th, halfway through the day, U.S. time. So yeah, you can go to their page, which is specialite.games/audition/en. But we have a link to it on the Outerhaven. I'll put a link to it in the show notes as well. But it's their second generation talent audition. And yeah, it's like I said, not just Japan, it is global. So anyone who's looking for an agency, well, there you go. Now you got a chance. And one other piece of VTuber news. Don't know about this, but my book series from Ash, one of my characters is a VTuber now.
Sure. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, so Cora, she's a VTuber with the most generic name possible, which is probably taken somewhere, and I'm going to get sued for it, but her name is Nekohime.
That's pretty darn basic.
That's pretty basic, yeah.
I mean, come on, I'm a light novel author. Depth is not my specialty. Neither is anybody else's. So
true. That's how the industry is working at the moment right now. Sure, I won't play with that much.
I mean, come on. Would Sword Art Online be as popular as it was with a lot of depth? I mean, Kirito is an overpowered motherfucker who wields 2 swords and goes Starburst Stream. That's it. That's the entire show, and it sells like hotcakes. Come on.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, it is. But speaking of shows, it's wintertime. We're all freezing except for me, who's in Florida. It's nice 64 degrees outside. Yup.
Nice.
Enjoying these short sleeve shirts and shorts while you guys are bundled up in 64 different layers. But yeah, it's wintertime, and we got some shows going on. And I picked out 6 of them to watch this season. And after about 3 weeks, I am going to give you my thoughts on them. So first off, I actually ran these down, I don't think it was last podcast. It was like 2 podcasts ago when we were actually previewing the winter season. But Villainous Level 99, I am not the Demon Lord. Oh, no, something about not the Demon Lord, I'm the hidden boss, blah, blah, blah. It's a long-ass title. So, yeah, this one's pretty good. And this is one I was actually reading the manga on from One Piece Books, and I'm not really into like those villainous stories because it's always in an otome game, and it's always about rewriting the story and taking control of it and finding love and blah blah blah, and it's like whatever. This one's different. Yes, it is an otome game, but it's also kind of like a fantasy RPG as well. So they kind of got the love interest, they kind of got the whole Demon Lord thing going on, but the main character, she basically dies in real life somehow or somehow gets transported. I don't know. They weren't really clear on it. But yeah, she ends up in this Ultimate game and she gets reincarnated as the hidden boss. So if you're level 99 and you beat the Demon Lord, she's the person that you face. Her name is Emilia. Yeah, kind of a weird name. But still, she wants a peaceful life. She doesn't want to be the hidden boss. She just wants to avoid all the heroes. She wants to not get involved with them and just kind of chill out. But unfortunately, on the first day of school, they do a little test where you put your hand on a crystal ball and it assesses your level. And everyone's like oohing and eyeing when one of the characters, who basically is like a swordsman, his name's William, what the hell was his last name? Aris, I think? Yeah, William Aris. Most generic name ever for like a Japanese anime. But still, he was level 10. And people are like, holy shit, he's level 10. Like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, Emilia puts her hand on the crystal ball. She's level 99.
Yeah.
It's goodbye, quiet life.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quirky. The comedy is great. It's not like over the top screaming and yelling to get your joke across, which I hate so much. And it's got a nice fantasy aspect to it, which takes the whole villainous thing and shoves it away from the Ultimate game stereotype that it's been pigeonholed into for these like past couple of years. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. And for the first time, an isekai is actually holding my interest. How about that? And I usually loathe these shows. But yeah, speaking of isekai, we have another one that's actually not that bad, which ironically is also a manga from One Piece books, and that is The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. And
Yep.
yeah, so basically, student council, they're seen as like these two popular kids, you know, boy and a girl, and they're among the elite, and you can't talk to them because they're so upper echelon and whatnot. But come to find out, they're just average people. And one day, they're walking home from school, and they hear these bells ringing, and they finally like get summoned to another world, and they have to fight against the demon army that's coming. How generic. But apparently, our main character, whose name is Usato, he basically has an affinity for healing magic, which is apparently a super rare quality. And the most hellacious, demonic, big-tittied anime girl in the world named Rose finds out, and she just happens to be in charge of the brigade, which heals people. And she's like, yay, fresh meat. Welcome to the training from hell. So, yeah, she puts Usato through some hellacious training. I haven't seen the newest episode, but she literally drops him in the middle of the forest and tells him to fight like an elder bear, which is like a bear that's existed for like 100 years and has like grown to like the top of the food chain. It's like, there you go. Fight an elder bear with your healing powers and come back to me. But yeah, Kazuki and Suzune, they are basically your student councils who get summoned. They're seen as the heroes, but Usato is basically the true hero, despite the fact that he got suckered in with no, role of being a hero at all. Yeah, the comedy is a little over the top, but it's not like extreme, like in some shows that I hate, but it's pretty interesting. I like the fantasy aspect of it, and yeah, it got a couple of good laughs.
I mean, it's also good. It's also good as well to know like the student council president is a closet pervert. I mean, like I'm not sure you saw that episode. Like, oh, can I just check, and like, boom, like 6-pack, literally gone full. You start there, like, ooh, 6-pack, can I touch? It's good to see that.
I think I've seen a clip of the bear thing on my Twitter feed, and the girl's like, he's like, I'm not talking to you. I'm disappointed in you. Should have killed him. Something like that. But
yeah, because spoilers in the manga, he does kind of like save the bear. I think it was, or save a bear. Yeah, I don't know if it was actually the elder bear or whatever it is, the big bad bear, but there was a bear that he saved and became his pet. I remember that. Oh, sorry, spoilers, but whatever. Read the manga.
Read the manga. Yeah,
read the manga. Yeah.
But yeah, that overall as well. They also recently announced that the first like also the dub cast as well, which I believe the main character is voiced by Alejandro Saab. Which at the moment I'm recording, the first episode of the dub episode is currently out right now on Crunchyroll. So by all means, if you want to check out the dub as well, I love Alejandro Saab.
Yeah, and then the next show, this one actually took me by surprise. Like the premise seemed okay, and then it's like blew me away from the soundtrack to the animation, the visuals, the story. And we're only 2 episodes in. That's Metallic Rouge.
Oh, this one. Yeah, I've heard about things. I heard this.
Yeah, like the story, I mean, like, the synopsis is like maybe type of thing where like humans and androids coexist on Mars. And for me, who loves androids and AI and stuff like that, and that's like my second favorite thing of science fiction behind time travel. I'm like, I'll give this a shot. But oh my god, the first episode blew me away. Not only with the way they set up the story, but like the ending fight in the first episode. There's like so much Sakuga. It's almost like movie level budget. It was like so damn good. And then the second episode kind of chilled things down a little bit, but still, it's great. So, what's it about? So, essentially, I love these stories where it's like your urban, nitty gritty, underbelly, seedy organization type things. And of course, we get that here with I forgot the name of I think it's like Neon, I think it's the name of the company. No, Neon's are, I think, the androids. Whatever. There's an evil organization. They have their top, skilled people known as the Immortal Nine because they focus on that more than the name of the organization. And they're all in it for obviously some evil, nefarious deed. One of them, basically, whose name is Jaron, he kind of has like this Joker suit that he can actually transform into. He's kind of like the asshole slash comedic slash arrogant type character, and he's like hijacking like a shipment of drugs, but it's actually called nectar, and it's for these androids to, I guess, function properly, because if you don't take it, they go insane. But humans can also like inject it into their bodies and get like a natural high off of it too, which is kind of weird. But he was like trying to hijack one of those shipments. It doesn't go down. So another one by the name of Sarah Fitzgerald, she's supposed to be like this like nightclub singer, but she's also part of the Immortal Nine. She can transform into God, I can't remember I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But she can transform as well. She gets confronted by a mysterious person who is basically known as the Red Guardian, I believe they call it. But it turns out to be our main character, whose name is Rouge Red Star. So, I mean, Red Guardian, Rouge. Her name is Rouge. It's kind of easy to put together. And she has basically a companion named Naomi. So they're kind of like operating independently, and they're kind of like a mercenary, but not really like for hire type of thing. Or maybe they are. They haven't really gotten too far into the series to really explain why Rouge is going around and like involving herself and trying to keep peace and play peacemaker and stuff. But we do know it's her against the Immortal Nine. And yeah, I mean, just that whole inner city feeling, but it's like futuristic, almost like a cyberpunk 2077 type of thing.
Yeah,
But it's really cool. Like the aesthetics are great. The soundtrack is just freaking amazing. The animation's great. I love it. Like I think it's gonna be like the sleeper hit of the season, to be honest. But yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, or if you just like gritty urban stories but want like a different twist on it, really check out Metallic Rouge. It's actually doing a very good job so far. And of course, I'm also checking out Solo Leveling, and I'm continuing watching Freerun. I mean, let's get that out of the way. I mean, we already know how good those are. But then the other one I'm watching, ladies and gentlemen, Peak has returned. Yes, the second season of The Dangers in My Heart is here. And I hate the fact that I watched this show the split second it comes out, and I'm begging for more at the end of 20 minutes. Like,
wow, it's got you hooked. It's got you hooked.
I mean, it was my anime of the year last year, but unfortunately, since it's the second season, it's not going to be my anime of the year this year because I make a hard rule: no sequels. But it'll always be anime of the year in my heart, into my dangerous heart. But yeah, those are my thoughts on what I'm watching. What about you guys? What are you watching, and how are you liking it so far?
Personally for me, I just recently picked up some new ones at the end of my work week, and the one story that's me like I kind of been a bit of an Iyashike moment, but this one I also believe is also maybe a sleeper hit for some people, but it's basically The Weakest Tamer Began a Journey to Pick Up Trash Everywhere, and I know that title is weird, but basically the story is like a girl who was like in a world that basically is talent is what you have. And like, sure, everyone is born with a skill, intimidation talent or tamer talent, whatever you may be. But however, if you're not born under a star, you're basically lesser than dirt. To the point that this girl is basically hated by his own family, basically hunted down by the mayor, and basically wanted for death just because of being born starless. So basically, she runs. Basically erases her name, becomes a new persona, and basically befriends like a little slime, just basically trying to in a way find a place find a new place of home for herself. And like when I saw the opening and ending song of it, by all means, is like it's they even said it in the advertisement trailer, but basically the storm is basically about warmth. And of course, naturally, it's the same element of like, oh, you're like a little girl just trying to survive, of like what can she do, what's she gonna do to survive, is trying to make connections, but also has to be absolutely like scared to death of connections, because you never know if it's gonna be betray, backstab, murder, whatever it may be. Again, rules of nature and all that, rules of the world. But in the end, you still want to have that connection, and hence her little pet slime. It's like with her on the journey. But yeah, this story, I don't know. Personally, for me, it definitely had that sentimental core that I really like. So by all means, I suggest definitely watching The Weakest Tamer began a journey to pick up Trash It. It's just, I feel like it's definitely a good one. But on a much more lighter note, if there's one good Yasuke recently of this season, by all means, check out Mr. Villain's Day Off. It's a simple premise. Basically, a bad guy, a head of an evil organization, trying to rule over Earth, destroy all humans. But when it's off the clock, no work whatsoever. And basically, the only thing he tries to get relaxation from his day job is basically one, going to the zoo and enjoying the cuteness of pandas. It's a crazy concept, but I know maybe Yashike is not your thing and all that. But if you need something to like really take off the workload, of like take off the stresses of basically the work week of anything else, Mr. Villain's Day Off is definitely a show that's very lighthearted, and just it's just a good feel good kind of show. Like if you need to like chillax after a long hard day, it's very akin to like Senko and such. So yeah, Mr. Villain's Day Off is definitely another good show that I recommend. But of course, naturally, I do have to mention one of the cultured shows, obviously. And I don't know, I'm surprised that people have kind of been like mentioning this thing on Twitter. Is basically, I think you probably heard of this one, listeners. Is basically gushing over magical girls. Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, this one I was like, okay, what the heck is this? Like, okay, the title is like, yeah, it's out there, but fine, I'll just bite. And yeah, this one is basically is basically revolving one girl who basically obviously has the title gushing over magical girls, but unknowingly gets hooked into the conflict of magical girls and evil organization, and was recruited by a evil dragon. Dang, it's a very parody of Model Magica, except very large like her. Basically, this girl got recruited into the dark side, but given powers, and basically her powers, basically she has her own personal self discovery. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, and yeah, this show, it is a very cultured show, and apparently the anime is even much more worse than the manga. And yeah, if you like let's see, obviously BDSM, culture, spankings, all within the kinks that exist in the hentai world, then gushing over magical girls may be the culture show for you this season. But of course, naturally, the other culture show per se is indeed a Chain Soldier, which, dang it, I'm sorry, I'm still caught up. We're going to like why they changed the title from Chain Soldier to Chain Slave. I know we talked about that recently, many podcasts ago, but yeah, a Chain Soldier is also a similar culture show that basically is a how do I probably describe it? It is basically a bottom's personal fantasy. Like, you like being chained up, good. You like being stepped on, sure. You want to get stomped on the nuts and basically called and basically humiliated in the point, sure. This is a perfect bottom's fantasy of a show, Chain Soldier. But also has like good little decent action. We're going to like the Shun Keys, the Peaches, and all that. But obviously, this show is all about the culture as well as some action mixed plot here and there. So yeah, Chain Soldier. There is also a uncensored version of it as well. So by all means, it's if you want culture, Chain Soldier is also another choice of your culture show this season. But of course, last one I'll wrap it out for me is like, I've been looking forward to the thing for so long, and I saw the first episode back in Anime NYC, but I'm finally glad it's finally out. Is the Tales of the Wedding Rings? Tales of the Wedding Rings from maybe. It's just, I just really love how like the story is basically like the trends of isekai, but basically it is going for that harem route, going to like, oh, you're married to the light princess, but now you got to get the other 4 rings, basically become Lord of the Rings, gather all the rings to become the ring king to defeat this evil that plagues our lands. But yes, that means you gotta have 5 wives. Yeah, a little typical here in the harem, but personally for me, I love Maybe's work. I love her previous work of the Dust Made of Amnesia. By all means, check that previous work out if you haven't already. But yeah, Tales of the Wedding Rings. The first 2 episodes are currently out right now, and it's definitely it's very colorful. And I'm not talking about the culture sense as well. Like the background, the skylines, like the artwork itself is like very. I personally feel is like top notch. Like it is that magical feel of you're in the isekai world, and just overall like the designs from Maybe absolutely stands out. And I feel translate from the original manga. So if you want to check out like an isekai, it's a bit more on the a little bit of culture side, but also has a very a good solid plot. Then by all means check out Tales of the Wedding Rings, the anime. But if you want to read the manga, there is currently 13 volumes out at the moment of recording. So by all means check out Tales of the Wedding Rings by any kind of media that you prefer.
So you say it's colorful, but is it Gohan's colorful?
In
other words, is there a rainbow filter over every goddamn scene?
I mean, it's not No Game No Life to the point, but it's a bit. I think it's a bit more than that. I feel like.
Okay, just checking, because when it comes to color, Gohan's basically just like, all right, we're gonna do some CG here. All right, and now everything from minute 1 to minute 20, rainbow filter, go.
I need to go and check on that. I'll probably do a Google search.
Yeah, basically, do yourself a favor. Just look at K Return of Kings ending, and then
okay.
Yeah, once you see the ending, you'll pretty much know how every Gohan's anime looks. But yeah. So, what about you, Matt? What you watching this season, and how do you like it?
Only 2 things. Fran, because it's God's gift, and Dungeon Meshi, which is like it's just good. They're just good stuff. I mean, we got. What would it be like if you decided to live in a dungeon, eat all the gross stuff there, and turn into inventory? It's great. And then watching your friends freak out because, you're the only sane one there. Relatable. And Fran is just good. I wanted to watch, like, Spy Family, but I was told that the manga is the way to go, so I'm going to go that way. And I've been reading Dungeon Meshi, the manga, so I might drop the series as soon as I'm ahead of it by reading it. As is tradition, the same thing with Fran. Once I get ahead of it by reading it, I'm not going to stop the anime. It's over. Like, I'm already reading it. I'm already there.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was Tim Liu from Crunchyroll who I don't know if they still do this, but they used to do like a video podcast on YouTube where they did manga read-alongs, and like Delicious in Dungeon was like the very first series they did. Now all of a sudden it's an anime and it's on Crunchyroll. How about that? And they're not pimping it out like it's the best thing. Like, what happened? You gave it so much attention, and now you just like ignore it like a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's over. Oh god, maybe the Demon Slayer check came in. Who knows? The legendary Demon Slayer check.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I was going to use that Crunchyroll thing as a segue, but Demon Slayer is even better segue because it's time for the Crunchyroll Anime Awards.
Is that time of year again? Really?
It's that time of year again, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's actually not time for the awards yet. It's time to find out who was nominated for these awards. And let's just get right into the big one, because that's the one that everyone cares about. That's Anime of the Year. But first, before we get to that, I gotta say, yes, Lisa is gonna be there. Love is Smile always. And we got Megan Thee Stallion. Like, why? Who the fuck cares about Megan Thee Stallion as an anime fan? We don't listen to that
apparently
shit.
She has some like interesting takes on anime herself. Last I checked on like Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, apparently
she'd be like, "It ain't bougie." That's so profiling, but I don't care.
That's so profiling. Yeah, she's been blowing up on like the social media though, like getting commercials and everything. It's like, oh, I guess you're getting mainstream now. Like, all right, cool, but props to you. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do. Just don't be like, what, anime was a mistake, and just say that live on TV. It's over for you. Even though it was, you can't say it anymore. Only.
I mean, hey, it's backed by Hayao Miyazaki, so. credibility to that.
Or I don't know, be that one MMA fighter that says like anime is for little kids, and then Funimation said like these hands are rated E for everyone.
Yeah.
All right, so anime of the year, our nominees are Bocchi the Rock, my personal winner, Chainsaw Man, which looks like the winner, Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village Arc, which is the actual winner, Jujutsu Kaisen, who wishes it was the winner, Oshi no Ko, which should have been the winner, but probably won't be, and then Vinland Saga Season 2, which would be my winner if Bocchi the Rock wasn't in there. But yeah, those are the anime of the year nominations, and yeah, I was like you guys. It's like it's either going to be Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, or Oshi no Ko. Then I saw Demon Slayer. I'm like, well, never mind. There you
But
go.
I think like well, I understand of course you thought about a limited budget works, obviously takes a pay here. Like many fans, I feel like from what I've seen, is basically the recent season was just kind of eh. So I feel like it's either really be Jujutsu or like what some other show, if anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we
I mean,
have.
it'd be nice if Jujutsu Kaisen wins because Jujutsu Kaisen is popular, but
I mean,
I
yeah,
don't
obviously
know.
with the manga, and of course, actually, Gege like does not like happiness and making everybody cry, and yeah, after all those, that season.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, it could go either way. It's just whoever has the biggest briefcase, which would probably be Demon Slayer. Speaking of, it's also in this next category, Best Continuing Series. We have Attack on Titan, final season, the final chapters, the final special for the last time, finally, part 1. We have Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith Village arc, Jujutsu Kaisen. Does this sound familiar so far? One Piece, Spy Family, and Vinland Saga.
If you don't get freaking it with One Piece, I swear that something's wrong.
I hope not One Piece.
It's like One Piece is like an automatic include, right? It's like Ortiz in a tag match. You know he's going to be there to eat the pin. One Piece is just there to, or One Piece is just going to be there to eat the loss. I mean, that's all it is. It's just there because it's got like 1,000 episodes. I mean, it's pretty much an auto include. But honestly, jokes aside about Demon Slayer, I actually think Spy Family is going to take this one.
Yeah.
Here's hope. I do hope as well. Yeah.
Like it's either that or Jujutsu Kaisen. Those are my two choices.
And I don't know. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen was popular, but like for like online, I guess I don't know, like just like the aesthetics of it, like from people cosplaying to fan art to people just like weirdly drawing Anya as an 18-year-old girl just to have an excuse to fawn over her, which is really creepy. That whole aesthetic. I mean, like Spy Family has like more of an online presence. That's the word I was thinking of before. Than Jujutsu Kaisen does. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen's got the cool factor, but it's not as widely as embraced as Spy Family, in my opinion. So I think that's why it's going to take it.
Yeah, that's fair. The reason why it's Jujutsu Kaisen because it's hot. It's hot now. It's popular. It's kind of like the thing. So they're like, oh, we're gonna push this one to the moon now. It's their turn, you know, but only to realize, you know, it's actually Demon Slayer's turn.
I just wait until like the next arc. I know they're getting ready for that. Yeah, that thing is obviously gonna like continue with the Demon Slayer train, literally.
Literally.
Yeah, but the train has come to an end because it's not in this next category. Mainly because it's for new series only. And this one's actually going to be pretty interesting because there's several here that can actually take it. We got Bocchi the Rock, we have Chainsaw Man, we have Heavenly Delusion, which is my pick, Hell's Paradise, Oshi no Ko, and Zom 100. So there's a lot of heavy contenders here. There's a lot of popular shows. Like I said, my personal pick is Heavenly Delusion, but the fact that it sold only 600 Blu-rays in its first week in Japan, meaning no second season whatsoever, pretty much is going to say no on that one. But if I were to pick one realistically, I would probably go with Oshi no Ko, just thinking about, again, how it was embraced by the anime community online versus others. Like Chainsaw Man, like a lot of people saw Chainsaw Man and was like, oh wow, this is nice looking, it's gritty, but how much did it get talked about after it wrapped up? Same thing with Zom 100. It had a lot of popularity when it's out, but how much did it get talked about after it was done? Oshi no Ko got talked about for months and months after it was done. So just based on that alone, I'm just going to go with Oshi no Ko as my gut feeling as the winner here.
I mean, yeah, just because it had just a lot of buzz around it, and like personally, I like what's like Zom 100, but the fact that Zom 100 like one obviously ran into a lot of issues and delays, and only just recently finished in December, is like that probably would be like a detriment to it. But I personally want to choose Zom 100. But yeah, Oshinoko, like everybody's like basically clamoring again with the first like movie episode of that opening. So yeah, we couldn't stop hearing everybody just clamoring about Oshi.
Yeah, it's like to me, like Chainsaw Man was popular. We got all the power bait and the Majima stuff, and and then we got oh god, like I feel like the more news I feel from Chainsaw Man just comes from people who actually read the manga and post it as memes, and people who watch the anime. So like, as much as I want Chainsaw Man, it's not happening. Good luck, Denji. It ain't happening. Psalm 100 is a masterpiece. I actually think it's like insanely good, but holy, yeah, Will's right. Like I totally forgot that it took like months like to get episodes in between. So yeah, it's either Oshinoko. Heavily Delusion. I've read the manga. It's a masterpiece. Please read it. But no, no, it's not going to win. It's not. No one like only people who know would like it. It's like if you're in the know, you know. If you're one of the people who read the book, congratulations, you're an intelligent person. I mean that seriously. You're intelligent because you read the book. You know.
You read, yes.
You read, yeah. You read.
Read my books.
Yeah, look at the types of the simple little messages like the guy from freaking Family Guy. Smoke. Are you smoking yet?
Read. Read my books. Are you reading yet?
You read them yet? Are you reading?
All right, so next one, best film. And we have Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King, Blue Giant, Kaguya-sama, Love is War, The First Kiss That Never Ends, Psycho-Pass Providence, Suzume, and The First Slam Dunk. I have only seen one of these. Can you guess which one, given my love for a certain director?
Oh, come on. It's obviously we're going to Suzume, obviously.
Yeah, so that's obviously my winner. I can't pick a winner, like, realistically, based on hype, since I really haven't heard much about these, but the only one that sticks out as a movie that got talked about a lot was The First Slam Dunk, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick that one.
Yeah.
Just speaking of it as well, Suzume also won, like, I can't, which one is it? Is Globe, if I recall correctly? It actually helped it.
No, it got nominated. Something else won.
No.
I think it was The Boy and the Heron that one.
Oh, yeah, Boy and the Heron. My bad. Yeah.
Which, by the way, why isn't that on this list?
True. Yeah,
where's Miyazaki?
Deserve it, you know?
I just realized that. Where's the fucking OG? Where's Miyazaki?
He would have came when it says your animes are trash, and then that would be the end of the conversation.
Yeah, like I'm surprised like that one was not it. And again, it's Miyazaki, and the fact that actually won an award the next pace and put an anime in the Western Sphere spotlight, which yeah.
Yeah. So next up we have Best Original Anime. So we have Akiba Maid War, Birdie Wing, Buddy Daddies, Do It Yourself, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, and The Marginal Service. I have seen none of these, so I am just going to do our editor-in-chief a solid and pick Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, because I know he's a Mobile Suit Gundam nut, and probably they'll give me some brownie points with him, so there you go.
Yeah, that's how you're politicking your way to the top. I also, I forgot to actually say for the last topic, my two anime movie decisions is Slam Dunk and Blue Giant. Blue Giant, I read the manga, it's really good. Blue Giant, Slam Dunk are my two choices, but it's probably going to go to Oshinoko. I'm just kidding. It's probably going to Demon Slayer, right? Did Demon Slayer have a movie this year?
No.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Not yet. Oh god, no! But for this category, it's definitely, unironically, it's Gundam. Gundam is the most consistent one that has play online. It's definitely hyped up to the. It's actually really good, so it's Gundam. Gundam Mercury is probably the one to go. Which it's probably the one's going to win it, based on popularity. Just basing on popularity.
I mean, yeah, like I agree with going to those points, but I'm gonna go for the underdog here, and I gotta go with a little bit of Buddy Daddies. I actually checked it out, that show, and it's a short, it's simple, but it's just like also very absolutely warming. Like once you watch,
is that the one where two dudes raise a kid and they take him to a school?
Basically, the two assassins basically contract were hired. Basically, was hired to go and kill the father of the child. And like, oh, but the child doesn't recognize it. Oh, daddy is like, okay. Basically, apparently it's supposed to be the Anya replacement during that season. But
okay.
But actually, once you like it's a very quick core and like it's short and sweet, but it's also very warming as well. So I'm gonna go up to bat and actually support the underdog with Buddy Daddies here.
All
Okay.
right.
So up next we have Best Animation. And as Attack on Titan, I'm not going to do the whole final joke again. You know what the hell it is. Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Mob Psycho 100 Season 3, and Trigun Stampede. So a lot of great contenders here. My personal pick would be Chainsaw Man, and only because not only was the show's animation great, but that opening sequence was a friggin' masterpiece. I actually saw like a 30-minute YouTube video that dissected every bit of it and just showed how much of a genius opening it is. Like there's even like scenes in the opening that match up to like the lyrics of the song, and not only match up to the lyrics but also invoke symbolism about what's to come in the actual show. So it was like a fucking 5-head production. But my personal pick was Chainsaw Man, but the one that probably will win out of all these shows, the one that I've heard the most talk about its animation for is Mob Psycho 100 Season 3. Like, I heard nothing but good things about the animation for that show, so I think that's going to be the one that gets picked.
I guess for myself, like I actually think my opinion, it's like I'm gonna go with Trigun Stampede. I'm as the old guy who reads and watches old animes. Trigun Stampede exceeded my expectations. The animation's top notch. The facials of how they drew their reaction, everything is just good. It's solidly good. Now for Jushin Kaisen, the best fights were the fight scenes. That's really it. All the production only was just there. That was everything else like mid. Chainsaw Man was good across the board and fight scenes. That gives it a little better. And Mob Psycho, from what I've seen, it's consistent. So it's between Trigun or Mob Psycho, but I think I'll probably go to Mob Psycho. People like Mob Psycho, so the old man doesn't get his wins this day.
And what about you, Will?
I'm sorry. Run the nominees again. Sorry.
They are. Crap! I scrolled down to the next one. Best animations: Attack on Titan, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Mob Psycho, and Trigun.
I'm gonna go Chainsaw Man this one. Like, sure, it's MAPPA and like with a little bit of marketing CG here and there, but I don't know. I personally always love the sex and just like the flair of Chainsaw Man. So Chainsaw Man for me.
All right. Yeah, I scrolled down because there's a couple of throwaway categories here, like best character design, best director, best cinematography, best art direction. But here we go, another one where we get to pick a show. Best romance. So we have Horimiya, Missing Pieces, Insomniacs After School, My Happy Marriage, My Love Story with Yamada-kun at Level 999, Skip and Loafer, and Tomo-chan is a Girl.
Ooh.
I can easily give away this one. I'll just go Tomo-chan because that's the only one I actually watched.
Yeah, I actually have watched a couple of these. I watched 3 of these, but I think Tomo-chan will be the one that wins. But my personal pick is Horimiya, mainly because I watched the original series and Missing Pieces a spinoff, and I just loved like the natural feeling of the romance in that show, and it really stood out to me. And Missing Pieces was just kind of like those little side stories to fill in the blanks, a little extra something, but it's all still in the same, vein of like a natural romance, and I really enjoyed it. Tomo-chan, I mean, a lot of people think I would pick it because tomboys are like my absolute favorite character. I mean, all my books have tomboys in them because I just love to write them. But at the same time, like Tomo, she's the epitome of what I hate about comedy. I don't like the loud, screaming, brash, in your face attitude that she brings. Like, I like more subtle tomboys, the ones that are laid back, like flicking the cigarette and like one of the guys type of thing, not someone who will beat the shit out of you for looking at them the wrong way and then screaming about it. So that kind of like turned me off, but I understand the popularity of the show, so that one's probably going to win.
My actual take is Skip and Lover and Insomniacs After School, because those are actually insanely well touching in this subtle ways. Like, I know Skip and Lover plays a little bit into some of the shoujo trope, but it's like well done for romance. Tomo-chan as a girl feels more comedic than romantic to me. That's just my take of Tomo-chan as a girl. Like, it's not bad, but I just find it more funny than like romantic. Insomniacs at the School, if you haven't seen the anime, read the manga. It's really touching. It's like, holy, like hey, experience like actual teenage love. It's good. So those are my two choices: Skip It Loafer and Song Makes Up the School. Those are good.
And the funny thing is, I was going to pick up that manga series, but even though it was a romance, and that's my favorite type of genre, I skipped it because the title and the synopsis were misleading to me. Like,
I'm not gonna deny
I
that.
was
Yeah,
hoping for was an actual story about people who can't sleep and go out into the city and like do crazy shit. You know, that's what I was expecting from a title like that. But we got a romance, and I was like, I know it's a really stupid reason not to pick up a manga. Like, oh, the title didn't justify the synopsis, but it just didn't connect. You know, it could have been the greatest thing ever, and I passed it up because I'm like, the title doesn't match the synopsis.
yeah. It's like it's one of those things. Like it's a misleading swerve because it's like, oh yeah, it's a bunch of like, no, it's not that at all. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, so next up is Best Comedy. We've got Bocchi the Rock, Buddy Daddies, Mashal, Magic and Muscles, Spy Family, Season 1, Core 2, Yurusei Yatsura, and Zom 100. So another one with great contenders. Again, my heart wants Bocchi the Rock to win. The one that's probably going to win is going to be Spy Family. But I think
Ah,
Zom 100 would probably give it a run for its money.
yeah, it's like I definitely appreciate the Spy Family just because, like, again, Anya's Anya, and like that. I can't help but feel like Mashley is actually a good contender with against Zom 100 because like Mashley is just that quick, snappy humor like you've seen with like Mob Psycho and such. Again, like just again power through everything just by pure muscle and wit. It's like, yeah, I feel Mashley's comedy is just like again the straight snappy comedy that is representative of the genre. I feel like, so yeah, either that or like, yeah, second choice would be indeed Zom 100. But yeah, I also would like to see Bocchi as well.
Yeah, my choices are Bocchi and Zom 100, but God, I feel like the popularity of Bocchi's got to win something. So this should be it, right? This
You would
should be
hope so.
Bocchi's win. Yeah.
We'll see. Next up, Best Action. And we have Attack on Titan, Final. Bleach, A Thousand
Final
Year
fun.
Blood War, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and for whatever freaking reason, One Piece. Like, no, I'm sorry. There are so many other shows you could have put in there aside from One Piece. Like, yeah, put that in a continuing series because, you know, it's owed that every single year for having 1,000+ episodes. Get it out of my Best Action. Fuck that shit.
Oh God.
Like, put the fucking Heavenly Delusion in there. There's action in there. That's better. But yeah, wow. I don't know what to pick here. Like my
Uh,
my heart, I want Chainsaw Man to win because I
yeah.
just love that series. But if I
Mhm.
were to pick something, like, oh my god, I know the joke here is just pick Demon Slayer because it's going to win, right? But I don't think it's going to be Bleach.
Yeah.
That arc in the manga was just so phoned in. Like,
Yeah, it was very
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
God. Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
yeah, that was like right in the heart of Tite Kubo having like disagreements with his editor. It's like, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna finish this and I'm out. So you could definitely tell when the big fights between, you know, the Quincy's and Soul Society lasted like a page to maybe a page and a half and then they were over. But man, Attack on Titan, I mean, I don't think it should be even in here. It was a damn movie.
Yeah.
So that kind of narrows it down to Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm just gonna go Jujutsu Kaisen. I just think it's gonna edge out over Demon Slayer on this one.
Hmm.
Mm,
Like
I
everybody's more or less kind of like clamoring over Jujutsu just because again the action, the constant fight scenes. Of course,
no.
I mean,
That's the best part of the series. Like
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
literally it. I mean, but it's like it's Jushu or Chainsaw Man. But to me, the fights in Jushin Kaisen are like more whatever. But I feel like the fights in Jushin Kaisen has better moments. There are things that are cool about it, but an overall better fight from telling a story, like in a wrestling match, it's Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man actually tells a story within its fighting scenes. Jushin Kaisen is just dudes just jumping dudes. Like that's it. Like that's I want to be I wanted to be Chainsaw Man, but you know, I hope it's not Demon Slayer, and I hope it's I honestly I hope it's not Demon Slayer. I hope it's not Bleach, because that doesn't deserve any rewards. Like, come on. And unironically, if they give it to Attack on Titan, I'm gonna vomit. I would legit vomit.
Well, get a bucket ready just in case.
Get a bucket. Like,
All right, so next we have Best Fantasy. Once again, Demon Slayer. Then we got Hell's Paradise, Mashle, Mushoku Tensei, Ranking of Kings, and The Ancient Magus' Bride Season 2. I'm sorry, Demon Slayer's power is not going to hold a candle here to Mushoku Tensei. That's the winner.
Mushoku Tensei, I agree. Wholeheartedly agree. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're all in agreement. Moving on. Best Drama. Attack on Titan. That's not a fucking drama.
That's
it's a
not
goddamn
dramatic.
action series. What the hell? This just like Demon Slayer, it's a supernatural series, but yeah, it's for Best Fantasy. Like, what the fuck ever. All right, Attack on Titan, Heavenly Delusion, My Happy Marriage, Oshinoko, To Your Eternity, and Vinland Saga. My heart of hearts says To Your Eternity, but I don't think it's going to win because it got shit on a lot by the anime community. Which means Heavenly Delusion would probably be the one I want to see win next, but it's not because that, again, poor Blu-ray sales. It's obviously going to be Oshinoko.
Oh, what a horrible thing. We're in the worst timeline if that happens. I mean it seriously.
Even though Vinland Saga, I mean, a lot of people felt it was very, very boring. But if you actually, stopped being a dick and actually watched the show, you would realize that it had some of the best character development I have ever seen since Hiromu Arakawa did Full Metal Alchemist. Like, it had, I would even say it had better character development than Full Metal Alchemist. It was that damn good. And therefore, should probably be the dark horse to win this one. But because of popularity, Oshinoko is probably going to take it. Because,
right.
Kana has to lick baking soda like nobody else.
Jeez. Yeah, like holy. It's probably gonna go that way too. Like the idea, it's like, we didn't like To Your Eternity. To Your Eternity is an emotional masterpiece. Like every volume I read, I literally cannot try to hide myself from crying. I've gone to a point I cannot read To Your Eternity during my commute to work because I don't want to see people see me cry in public. I've seen the anime. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, okay, buddy. Like, all right. See you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's your pick, Will?
I mean, personally, I don't really have any horse betting on this one. But if I'll the only clips I've seen, I feel like it definitely Poe was indeed what you said, Josh, To Your Eternity, just because it was much more like thought out. I mean, yes, Oshinoko is has that Poe, but I'm in agreement with you, Josh. To Your Eternity is just absolutely the one that I feel is much more suited for the genre.
All right, and the last one in our genre categories, we have Best Slice of Life, and we have another shot here for Bocchi the Rock. We also got Do It Yourself, Horimiya, The Missing Pieces, Insomniacs After School, My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999, and Skip and Loafer. Holy shit, this one's a tough one to call.
Yeah.
Again, my heart wants Bocchi the Rock to win. If it doesn't, my heart also wants Horimiya to win. But, man, if I have to pick one realistically, it's probably going to be either Insomniacs or Skip and Loafer.
Yeah, those are hard decisions for me. It's like I'm on team Skip and Loafer, Insomniac is good, and Bocchi the Rock. Those are my top three. If anyone else wins outside those top three, I'm going to consider this driving, literally consider what is living for, because those are legitimately good ones. I feel like Skip and Loafer could take it over the other two simply because Skip and Loafer is easier to watch, but it's easier to watch, or is it a better show? That's a hard question, because this is chosen by popularity, right? It's not chosen by a judge, right?
They supposedly have judges.
All right. If they have judges, I'm going to assume the judges are normies and normies and idiots. So normies and idiots would choose a show that's easiest to watch. So it has to be Skip and Loafer. I mean that unironically. You got to put that is a technique. Have you ever seen that movie of about Mozart, about how that other composer beat him in a contest because his song was shorter because the king has no taste? Exactly. Sometimes that this works.
Well, you have to remember the judges aren't actually the ones picking it. They're picking the shows to be nominated, but the fans are voting. So it is kind of like a hybrid judging / popularity contest.
All right, then. Yeah. Popularity has to be Bocchi no Rock. Bocchi no Rock is too popular. I like Skip and Loafer, but I don't know how much you feel that way about it, too.
All right, and what do you got, Will?
I'm personally rooting for Bochi.
All right. We have a couple of them. I mean, they could be important, but for the sake of not dragging this out for 20 hours as a podcast, there's best main character, best supporting character. But I do want to touch upon this one, the must protect at all costs character, because I obviously know what the winner is going to be. I think we all do. And I'm going to save her for last because it's the first one on the list. So there's Hitori Goto from Bocchi the Rock. There's Boji from Ranking of Kings. There's Miri Unasaka from Buddy Daddies, Pochita from Chainsaw Man, Soletta Mercury from Mobile Suit Gundam, and of course, the obvious winner, Anya Forger from Spy Family.
Yeah, of course, it's
God,
freaking Anya.
Who are they trying to kid here?
If you don't protect the Waku Waku, you are a dead inside bastard.
Again, who likes peanuts and bondo, and like, telebi mitai. Like, sabi, like, come on, you gotta give it to the frickin' S for Mind Raider. You just got to.
Yeah, and of course the rest of them, which I'll just blow through real quick. We have best anime song, best score, best opening sequence, best ending sequence, and then pretty much best voice artist in every language you could possibly imagine on the Crunchyroll dub list. That is pretty much your Crunchyroll Anime Award nominees. Whew. Yeah, we spent like 45 minutes on just that part alone.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was, you know, it's a big category. I get people choose their own decisions, and hopefully they will be like, you know, I just think that Demon Slayer deserves it. It's a really good anime. Demon Slayer is 3 years old. Stop, please.
One Piece is even older than that. Like, Jesus Christ, let it die.
I mean, it won't die yet until Oda says it does die.
Jeez, Odo's milking that to like whenever, man. It's gone to the point there's backstories and the backstory into a flashback. I'm done, man.
I mean, again, we're, like, One Piece is currently in the current arc right now. We are approaching what Gintama warned us, where it's going to approach to the point like, oh, it's approaching side by side, unless it has to go spin off and flashbacks, like you said.
No, like I said, Gintama was right. Like, yo, he predicted the future, even though people didn't like him for making those mean jokes. They weren't mean; they were the truth. They were the truth.
No, it's pretty much like this. The editor's going to come to him and is like, so, Oda-san, how's that ending to One Piece coming along? Says, I don't know. I'm running out of 100,000 yen bills to wipe my ass. We're going to Cheese Fart Island next. Beautiful. Print it.
Cheese Fart Island.
I'm not gonna say
The
that go
cheese
that
fart
far
devil
because
fruits.
like I don't know, like I'm pretty sure you heard, but apparently, like, again, with this one, like, we are like, apparently, quote unquote, we are approaching the final arcs for One Piece. Apparently.
Yeah, the final arc's going to be another 2,000 chapters.
Yeah.
We're going to never-ending Labyrinth Island. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, before we get out of here, Matt, you had a last-minute addition to our show today. Apparently, you got fucked by a manga.
Yeah, so my favorite company, Amazon.com, that I've been punching my manga for, they suck, okay? They have fucked me royally the last couple of months, okay? I got my 2-year attorney late the moment that Josh is like, yo, it came out. Did you get it yet? Me, what the man? That didn't happen. So I got fucked over. And then I got fucked over recently. So, as you guys know, I love my old school manga, and Dark Horse has decided to reprint the Hellsing series. They call second edition print, but they're printed in a smaller Takabon version, so they're a bit smaller than the original. And it's cheaper than the deluxe version because it's like, I'm not interested in giant books for no reason I can't read, right? So, Hellsing, the good stuff. I ordered volume 3 from Amazon, and I didn't get it. And then it came in the mail. It came in this little pouch thing, like, oh man, it's here. I got my book. I'm gonna be so happy. The joy of my life. Opened the thing. It's the wrong book. It's not even the manga. It is. I got X-Men, Fall of X Bishop, a comic book that I've been reading already. I'm like, how the hell you gave it to me? And I'm looking at the book. It's red. Did these good for nothing chuckle nuts, tautologic jerk offs just saw a red book, throw it in a slip, and just shipped it out to me? So then I went to freaking Amazon like customer service, and I'm like, yo, what can I do? You give me the book. We can give you a refund. We can't order a new book. And this is the worst part. I pre-ordered the book, pre-ordered it way in advance because I was like, I got to make sure I get it. I'm one of those. I only do this for certain series, JoJo and old school action. Any old school action book I pre-order because I worry no one's gonna read them but me. I mean that sincerely. So they're like, oh, we can give you a refund back, but we're not gonna we can't send you a new book. What do you mean you can't send you a new book? Well, we're out of books. Like, what do you mean you're out of books? And I open a separate tab. I type in Hellsing Volume 3, second reprint. I scroll down and I'm like, it's out of print. Are you fucking me? Is this how you fucking fuck me? Fuck you! And I actually said that exactly to the Amazon customer service. Look, it's AI, so they didn't know I was cursing. And they're like, I'm sorry you're having a horrible time. That's right, because you're AI. So you don't know I'm cursing you out. So I couldn't get the book. I just had to get a refund. I had to just mail the stupid book that got wrong back to the store and call it a day. I had to walk all the way to Will knows. I had to walk to Fort Hamilton. Good exercise, by the way, walking to Fort Hamilton. So I got that. And I decided to use another site people told me to start using is Crunchyroll. And I ordered everything else I needed through Crunchyroll. The prices were cheaper. I know to use a post service, and I just got a notification that the book I wanted, Hellsing Volume 3 second print, is coming tomorrow. So thank you, Crunchyroll. I may not be a fan of your, I may not be a fan of your anime awards, but I'm a fan of your storefront for having books and let you pre-order a whole bunch of them. I have pre-ordered all the books I needed from February to March through you. So you have saved me. I will never say anything bad about you ever again openly on this podcast.
Well, again, let's not again. Quick history lesson. Again, Crunchyroll acquired Right Stuff, and Right Stuff, I argue, I did service business with them before, and Right Stuff was definitely the better part of like the manga and industry before they were absorbed in Crunchyroll. So, if anything else, thank Right Stuff. They help
Right
out
Stuff
a
doesn't
lot.
exist anymore. They're dead. Just like my dreams and just like my book I ordered from Amazon. It's dead. It's
Actually,
Crunchyroll now.
they still exist because even though it's the Crunchyroll store, when I last placed the order back on Black Friday for all those great anime deals, it actually sent me to the Right Stuff checkout page. So it's still
Are
there
you
in
serious?
spirit.
Oh my God.
They couldn't even bother like getting updating it with anything else.
Oh
So
my
like yeah,
God.
they're that lazy. I'm sorry, Crunchyroll, but like the fact that you couldn't even upgrade your website to go and reflect the right stuff and all that, you still even open these old files. I mean, sure, save money and all that, but jeez.
Oh my God. That's wild. That's fucking wild. Well,
All
the
right, well,
store's up now, so
yeah, well, it all worked out. And with that being said, recommendations. So, what do you guys got to recommend this month?
All
I guess we'll
right.
start with
Since
Will. Or
we'll start with Will before I start screaming
Yeah,
again.
so just in case, just a quick reminder, since we won't be recording next week, the next volume of the Ideas Monthly, volume 15, will be coming out according to Amazon on January 30th, and in roughly in 2 months' time. Personally, what I'm waiting for is, of course, my guilty pleasure of the Rise of the Outlaw Tamer and his S-Ray Catgirl from Jordi Minabe, but that's coming out in March, so not until 2 podcasts from here on from now. So end of the month is gonna be the Tales of the Idea of Sponge of Life, Volume 15, coming out end of the month, and of course, naturally as well, just continue watching the animes that we recommended, and I think there's one more, if not recommendation, anime recommendation to definitely check out on. Um, like this one is kind of a throwaway isekai, but basically check out the isekai with fluffy cuteness. Basically, girl gets reincarnated, dies by overworking, but basically reincarnated to and has the power to tame any animals and enjoys cute fluffiness from all different animals. Then check out that isekai. The Japanese one, isekai de mofu mofu. I kid you not, that's what it's called, isekai de mofu mofu.
Wow. My recommendation is to burn down Amazon, destroy them as a business, but we gotta wait for that. You gotta choose your battles when you can. My recommendation so far is, honestly, I have been Yakuza Fiance Volume 6. I love it. It's a banger. I've been reading that. But I also deeply do recommend for like people to try something new. I recommend, if you haven't already, please, for the love of God, give Tokyo Revengers your time. I know people said the ending is garbage, is spoiling it, but I'm really enjoying Tokyo Revengers. So please read that.
yeah, especially since the anime just finished and gave me the ending I was hoping for. We were all hoping for. I mean, I don't mean the ending of the series, but the ending of the arc, the Tenjiku arc.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
All right, for me, my recommendation is a manga that I literally just finished typing up a review of before recording this podcast, and that is Tokyo These Days Volume 1. I love, like, gritty series, like Inio Asano type of gritty, or like Boys Abyss, that type of stuff. And this one kind of fits in there, but it's not as dark and gritty. So basically, it's about a guy named Shiozawa. He's a manga editor, and he started a magazine, and his magazine failed. And because he felt like all the people that were drawing for that magazine were now let down and basically out of a place to put their manga, he atones by essentially quitting his job. And through that, he's like going through and talking like some of his former clients. He's talking to people he knows, and he kind of gets jaded to the point where he wants to like sell off all of his manga and just like forget about the industry. But as he's doing that, he spies something that really made him fall in love with manga, and he reevaluates his life and decides that instead of being an editor who he only became an editor to find the perfect manga, he's going to attempt to make it himself. So now he's going around to people who have hung it up, who have no longer drawing manga, or people whose series are like coming to an end, and he's trying to get them on board to essentially make the perfect manga. So it's a really cool story that doesn't really shy away from, like I said, the darker sides of life. Like one of the people who you meet towards the end of the book, she has like a son who's like going through this really weird phase where he thinks that like, these magic gloves encrusted with diamonds will like center your chi, like that weird type of shit. But there's another one who I guess he's like living in his own world where he thinks that everything's fine. He's just coasting through it. His series isn't selling as well anymore, but he's like complacent until Shiozawa meets him, and he like gives him like one final piece of advice, like the life in your manga is gone. And it's the one thing that gets through to him. And he decides to like end his series type of thing. And he actually becomes one of the people who's going to like draw for Shiozawa when he does his manga. So you kind of get like this overarching story of just him like going from an editor to a mangaka again. And that's like the gist of it. But every single character you meet has a backstory, has a purpose, has depth to it. And you feel like you're reading into different people's lives and different characters, if that makes sense. And it's just so well written and thought out that it really surprised me. Like I didn't know what to think of it, but it was just like really cool. And for whatever reason, like the weird hook in this is that Shiozawa can talk to his bird. His bird can like talk back to him, but to anyone else, the bird is just tweeting. Like he understands like what his bird is saying. And it's like a crazy aspect of it, but it's not presented in a comedic way. It's like a serious conversation. It's I don't know. It's a little strange. I don't know if the series needed that, but everything else is just phenomenal. So if you want a good slice of life type of situation where it's just about a guy finding his place in the world of manga again, pick this up. You're not going to be disappointed. It's absolutely fantastic. So
if you like Bakuman, you pick this up.
Yeah, if you like Bakuman, but it's not shonen. It's definitely seinen. It's not drawn in a shonen way. Think of the art style of like Inio Asano, but also think not like children, like more or less adults. We're talking like characters that are in like their 40s and 50s here. It's like more realistic looking than it is like what you're used to with manga. But the art style being unique as it is, just the story is like outshines it. It's like even if you're turned off by the way the art looks, the story is going to blow you away. So definitely check it out. It's available as part of the Viz Signature series, so it's like a hardcover edition. Therefore, it's going to be like almost $30 for a book, depending on where you look. Some places might have like 23, 25, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. There's some pretty cool like watercolor style pages within the series too. So definitely check it out. And with that being said, it's time to get on out of here for the month. So, Mental Gen, final thoughts.
Let's see, as we're heading to February, for one, obviously, happy birthday to our dear co-host. Yes, Matt, I hope you had, I won't gonna ask you for age because it is rude to ask a man's age if anything else.
Yeah, I'm old enough to start hating everyone else like I always do. So I'm the same age as I was last year.
And of course, naturally, as we head into February, February is going to be also the Lunar New Year. So yes, my fellow Asian brothers out there, thank you Asian brothers and sisters, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Gong Hei Fa Tsoi. And yes, Year of the Dragon, baby, Year of the Dragon. Woo!
We're back, baby, back in circle. Yo, so we're gonna party, right? I mean, seriously, Will, you guys throw some food, I'm coming over.
I gotta check with my family again. Chinese New Year is gonna be celebrated on Saturday this time around. For FIU, for you people out there, and likely there may be some obviously in Chinatown, but of course if there's gonna be a family, then yeah, probably gonna celebrate over there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I like how the determining factor was food for Matt. It wasn't, let's just have a good time together, enjoy each other's company, and ring in the Chinese New Year. No, it's like, if there's food, I'll be there.
It's always been about food.
It's always been about the food, man. I mean, look, off, whatever. So Will and I met off stream with Andrew, cool guy, and I took him to a dope ramen spot, and Andrew's like, "Yo, you just destroyed that." I'm like, "You have no idea what food means to us. We're poverty. We love you, Andrew, though, but we're poverty." Yeah, my final thoughts is fuck Amazon. They took everything from me. Okay? Everything. Crunchyroll is the future, or Right Stuff, what we call themselves. You call yourself Taco Bell, just get it from them. Honestly, real talk. The prices were like slashed down better. The customer service was consistent when I asked them how to deliver things, and that was it. I'm switching over to them now. I know Will's told me about this like months ago, and I was like, "Oh, I got Amazon." I'm like, those guys. I'm sticking to these people.
And yeah, I'm not gonna be trusting Amazon too much. We're going to Amiibos because they freaking wreck my scratching up my
god,
stuff.
Dude, there was a report like that came from somebody like that they actually said people for Amiibos got smashed. People just saying buy it from the store because they come like
exactly.
Yeah, there was a report that happened, so I was like, yeah,
I just get it from I was like Best Buy. Best Buy actually treats their stuff pretty decently, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and my final thoughts was this. During VTuber Corner, I was killing time on Instagram, and I saw a video of a crab in a pot of boiling broth, and it gave no fucks about the fact that it was being cooked. It was just sitting there, chilling out, eating some cornbread. And I'm like, me too, buddy. Me too.
I think I saw that one.
Crabs in a bucket, literally. Whoa, crabs in a pot.
I'm dying. Well, I'm going to die the way I live.
Yeah, I'm going to die the way I live.
Those are my final thoughts. And buy my books, obviously.
Yeah.
Daddy needs to quit his job. Desperately.
Daddy needs to quit his day job. Get esports,
Yeah.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen and others, thank you for tuning in to the A-01 podcast. That is it for us this month. So until next month, for Matt, for Will, I'm saying, as always, Godspeed to all you out there in Radio Land. Peace.
Bye.